Welcome to the Dirty Heifers podcast. Soap making, small business, and so much more. Let's get dirty. Welcome back to the Dirty Heifers podcast, where we talk soap, small business, and just about everything in between. I'm Margaret, here with my bubbly buddies, Jessie and Shauna, and tonight's episode is all about something I think a lot of us have been messing around with, and maybe a little scared of too, and that's AI. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I use it to schedule posts, write titles, generate keywords, and even come up with podcast outlines like this one. But it doesn't mean that doesn't mean I don't have my own concerns, like wondering if I'm falling behind because I don't know of all the ways to use it, or whether it's making handmade businesses like ours invisible. So tonight we're going to dig into the pros and cons of AI in small business, how it helps, how it hurts, and how the heck we're going to keep our voices in all this digital noise. Before we jump in, this episode is sponsored by Wholesale Supplies Plus, your go-to source for soap making supplies and ingredients. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting sudsy, Wholesale Supplies Plus has what you need. And they're hooking up our listeners with 15% off when you use the code DIRTY15 at checkout. Just note it doesn't apply to wax or bulk buys. And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Word of the Week. Are you ready, Jess?
I was born ready.
Oh my gosh.
You're just making words up. That is not a real word.
This is a real word?
There is no flipping way.
I gotta spell it for everybody. Here we go. SESQUIPEDALIAN.
You know I can't say it. I mean, I'm a try, of course, but there's no way I'm going to get this right. Who in the world makes up a word like that?
Linguists.
Yes. Linguists.
This is definitely a 50-point word. Or more.
Whew, that's a mouthful right there and a half. Sesquipedestrian.
Close.
Close, not quite.
Sesquipedalian.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to take a guess, or do you want me to use it in a sentence?
I've got my own. I've got a definition for it, but let's hear your sentence, because those are always epic. What did Shauna do this time?
Ever since Shauna started dating that guy from college, she's gotten real sesquipedalian. Talking talking like a thesaurus. When she used to just grunt at the dinner table.
It must mean Shauna's hot and bothered or something if she's grunting.
Oh my gosh.
Hold that thing up again. Hold it up again.
Sesquipedalian.
I love how I'm like the subject of all the sentences now.
Well, I think that's going to be the thing now.
It's a quadrupedic pedestrian walking through a cesspool.
That makes no sense with the sentence. That makes no sense with the sentence.
I have no clue what the sentences are, like a whole paragraph. I've done after the first one line. I'm like, may the odds be ever in your favor.
Your ADHD kicks in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. An overdrive with the toe setting on.
With the toe setting on?
With the toe, like the toe setting.
Like towing a truck or towing a trailer. Man, I thought you meant toe, like on your foot. I was like, what does that mean? Like TOE. I was like, what's a TOE?
Well, I do drive with my toe on the accelerator, but so is that what that means?
Is that because you're so short and you can't reach the pedal? It's
because I'm like Lieutenant Dan. I ain't got no legs.
Well, that is not what it means.
That's what a that's Lieutenant Dan.
You just set the dogs off.
It's Lieutenant Dan.
Somebody's walking outside.
He's a sesquipedestrian.
Sesquipedestrian. All right. I thought
This
you
is
were going to
getting
say
worse.
something like an Italian.
I was thinking about that.
Do you know what it is, Shauna?
No, but from the sentence, I'm guessing it's going to be someone who uses a lot of fancy words.
It's just a fancy way of saying that you use a big old words to sound smart.
Whomever created that word was a sesquipedestrian.
A sesquipedestrian.
That's our new word.
Whoever created that word was a sesquipedestrian.
That's the redneck way of saying it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of like tangeminized.
Tangeminized and sesquipedestrians.
It's smartificated.
All right, Jessie,
And
do you
smartificated.
have a word of the week for us?
I do have a redneck word of the week, and it is directly.
Directly. I can figure that one out.
Directly.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to use it in a sentence?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, instead of searching the interwebs for a supplier when you need to make soap, you need to go directly to Wholesale Supplies Plus because they got everything you need to make the bubbly stuff.
Nice. I like how you did it, lady.
Wing it in there. Do it, lady.
Do it, lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do the little head shake. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good. Directly is obviously directly, just said quicker.
Directly.
With
And it is spelled
You take out a syllable.
yeah, take out the I.
hang on a second. Drekly. Directly.
Directly. Okay.
Drop a few vowels. It's okay.
Do it, lady.
Do it, lady. Do it, lady.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that to start off with today, if we're going to talk about AI, we can start by talking about how we use AI, right? So I already kind of gave a little teaser. I use AI a lot because I bulk schedule my my social media, right? So I'll film everything at once, and then I break everything up into little clips. And then I found that I was hesitating in posting stuff because I knew that the actual posting things is like pulling teeth for me. You have to think of a title, you have to have a description, you have to come up with your keywords, you have to, like all that stuff. And that was driving me insane. So what I'll do is I'll have 10 clips. I'll go into ChatGPT and I'll say, this is a clip. In this clip, I'm doing this. And then ChatGPT gives me a title. It gives me the description for all the different places that I post. So I might use the same clip, but I'm not going to use the same description for the most part on Facebook as I do on YouTube, as I do on TikTok. So it gives me the variations for all the different things. So it's not so mundane and redundant. And then it gives me keywords for optimization. So that helps me out. What other kinds of things what do you do? Well, I know we also, all three of us, and a lot of soap makers, we do a lot of creative playing. Like when we did the AI, the dolls, everybody had a doll with, Soap or Margaret, and I had the tie-dye shirt and the wolfhound, and everybody put in their personal different traits and came up with that stuff, right?
You used it for this too, didn't you?
I did use it for this. I generated the images, not the doctor image. That doctor image actually already existed, and so did this one. But
there was a Dr. Cow already?
There is a Dr. Heifer, yes, and it was available on Etsy. So I generated my image for this through ChatGPT. What else do I do? I make my outlines for what we're talking about today. I do all of that. It organizes like what I did today for today's episode was I said, this is what the topic is going to be today. And I had a whole conversation. And I said, these are the things I do. These are the things I'm thinking. These are the things I'm afraid of. What can we talk about? And then it organizes it in a way so that I can, do this then and do this then and, that kind of stuff. Also for like email, responding to emails, if I get an email that is not just an easy thing, like if you get somebody who complains about something, which I don't get, but I really don't. But you can copy and paste an email in there and say, how can I professionally respond to this? Or I used it not soap related. I used it to help me make a resume for my cousin, things like that. What do you guys do?
Recently, I used it to come up with like some meal ideas for like a diet plan that I have not started yet, but I will soon. I've used it. I've used it to come up with soap names. Like this recent seasonal soap that I had was a coconut and mahogany fragrance, and it smells. Do it, lady. Anyhow. It came up with a name for it, which is rough cut coconut. It gave me a whole list, and I just kind of went through them, and I'd give it some more prompts. Prompts are everything with AI.
Yeah.
And it come in a list with rough cut coconut. I'm like, that's perfect. I mean, that fits.
Right on
just
brand.
100 right on brand. You know, I've used it for that and come up with content ideas. I've used it for that. I've used it for so much stuff.
Well, you just said you do meal plan. I've actually seen people where they'll go over and take a picture. This is what I have in my refrigerator.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen
tell
that.
me what I can make. And it will, use the ingredients that you have.
Yeah, I did see someone who she said, okay, so I need a meal plan following these parameters, and these are the kind of things we like. These are what we don't like. This is the stuff I already have in my fridge. Tell me. And she did, it was a TikTok, I think she did that. And I was shocked at what it came up with.
Yeah.
You can even get it to come up with a shopping list for you.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah. So like what Jessie said, I've used it to come up with several soap names. And like she said, the prompts, and it'll say like, do you want to do more fun or do you want it more sophisticated and stuff like that.
Right.
And if you have an account with them, like you sign up for an account, it learns you over time. Because I asked it something completely unrelated, and then it said, if you want me to come up with something for Moana or the Dirty Heifers podcast, and I was like, whoa, dude.
Yeah. I was talking about something one time, and it was like, well, if you want to know about, and it inserted my daughter's boyfriend's name, and I'm like, wait, what? How?
Yeah.
I must have mentioned it once, and
that's
it
the stuff that
remembers
freaks
everything.
me out. But I've used it for like trying to come up with better descriptions for the website. I've only done a few that way, but I can say that I don't use it word for sure because it's a little too perfect sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's obviously generated by computer. And when we did this charity agreement, we're about to launch it finally on the website, and coming up with what to say or how to say it. I was like, I want to convey these ideas. How do we say that the most efficient and best way? And it came up with a script, and then we just altered it a little bit. It was like perfect. But I was like, hey, go plug this into your chat thingy. See what it says.
Into your chat thingy.
He's like, yeah.
So, do y'all have the paid subscription to ChatGPT?
I do not.
It's just an account, but not a paid one, no.
Yeah. I've used it also, like, I'll go into my website, and on the back end, I know you like,
But I'm...
yeah. So
Do it, lady.
my website will tell me, like, this is not optimized, and your meta description needs to be optimized, whatever. So I will go in and say, this is the meta description I have, and it's telling me that it's not good. So then I'll say, can you rewrite it? And it'll do that too.
I need to do some of that a lot on my website. But.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recently had a conversation with another business owner down here who does have the subscription. I think it's like $20 a month. And he told me, he said it is well worth every penny.
But there's so many different AI things. Like, there's, ChatGPT, there's Grok, there's ones that are mainly for video, there's other ones that, like, you see all those gorilla videos, those went crazy. Not gorilla, there's gorilla ones.
The Sasquatch.
The Sasquatch ones, there's the baby ones, that's all AI stuff that, that I don't think you're doing on ChatGPT. There's, how many different subscriptions is it worth it?
Right.
To get all the different things and...
Right. So one of the other things I believe it's on Instagram and probably some of the other social media services where you can put in something and then you can use AI to help you straight in Instagram. So like instead of going to Chat GPT,
Right.
they'll help you write your captioning and whatever else on
They
there.
have that in whatchamacallit now too. Canva.
Yeah.
You know, you can come up with pictures and things like that.
Right. And I think that's great because, you know, if especially when you're a small business, it's hard to afford coming up like graphic services, which is unfortunate for graphic artists, but I mean down the road I would like to do it. But if you're trying to convey a certain thing and you can't afford to pay for an image
Right.
immediately, it can be helpful there.
It's AI, you know, in one way, AI kind of scares me
Yeah.
because I could see people getting lazy
Right.
and not actually using their own creativity to come up with
Right.
things.
Right.
But I also see it as, like this other business owner told me, it's an invaluable tool because
Right.
if you're like us and you're kind of by yourself, you're not up to where you can hire these, contract these different tasks out. It is a help.
Right.
Yeah.
It really is a help.
I don't know if
So-
you guys remember this. There was one time I was just messing around with it one night, and I was like, if I make a soap with this name, this fragrance, and this name, we came up with a name or something like that, and I was like, can you help me come up with a color scheme for the soap? I went like 3 colors, and it came up with like a couple color schemes. And I said, it said, do you want me to show you what this would look like? And I said, yeah, and it like gave me an image of swirled soap,
Right.
that color scheme.
Isn't
and I was
that
like,
crazy?
whoa.
Like the fact that it's learning all the time is insane. And I was talking to John one time while I was typing into ChatGPT, and I don't remember what the topic was, but at the end it always says like, "Would you like me to?" And then it's either summarize this or put it in a graph or create
or
a
a chart.
PDF or something like that, right? And then I'd say, "Oh yes, please." And then when you did that, it would say, "Okay, here's what we did so far. We talked about this. We made a PDF of it. We did this. Would you like me to also do this?" And I was like, for like an hour, I just kept saying yes to all of the things that it was asking me to do. And John's like, "Yeah, it's never gonna stop. It's just gonna keep asking you to do more things. Get away from the computer right now."
Yeah. So, unrelated to business, another way that we used it. So, I think I've told you guys, my husband is huge into snow skiing.
Okay.
And I am a more timid snow skier, even though on our last trip with our last instructor, she said, I actually have better form than he does. She's like, you could teach level 1 now. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, he's a little more fearless and he takes off and he loves it so much. And he's going to sell some of his old equipment at some swap thing, and he's buying new skis for himself. And then he's like, are you ready for longer skis yet? Because mine are still pretty short for my height.
Right.
And I was like, probably. And so he starts talking about this one brand he really likes. And I'm like, God, those are expensive. And so he's like, he actually went into Chat GPT and described me, my skiing style, and what kind of skiing I normally do and how often I ski. And said, can you compare all these different brands and these models and these brands? And it actually was comparing and saying, like, this what would be best for her and everything. And it made a graph just like that.
Well, I've also saw someone today talking about how they went and wanted to buy something super expensive, and they went into ChatGPT and said, "Can you find me a coupon code for this?" And it did.
Are
wow.
you serious?
Yep.
Gonna have to
Do
start
it,
using
lady.
that now.
Do it, lady.
Do it, lady.
Now, you do have to double check things a lot. I can tell you this.
Yes.
Because I was actually writing some stuff up, and I said, can you find me some studies and some supporting evidence for what I'm saying here? And it started giving me links, and it says, this particular journal said this, and that particular journal said that. And here's a link to it if you want. And I was like, yeah, ooh, this is really cool. And so I'm like writing, and I'm putting these links in. And then I said, let me just go look at them real quick and read it. And the link went to something completely different. And I was like, that's not what that study says at all. I was like, so you have to double check your information sometimes. It's not the perfect
Yeah,
solution.
and then there's also I have it's set up so that I put in a prompt like, this is what the video is about, and it's instructed. It's a very long thread. Give me a description for YouTube, for Facebook, for Blue Sky, for Pinterest, for like all the different platforms that I do. And then I'm like, and then give me keywords. I want the keywords separated by commas because I can just copy that and paste that right into YouTube and, whatever. And I was doing that one day, and then at the end, it usually just goes, okay, next one. And then this one asked, like, would you like me to do this? And I said no, and I put the next one in, and it didn't do it. And I'm like, wait, what? What just happened here, right?
You offended it.
So I was like, no, it didn't.
I've done that.
But it didn't give me keywords. And I'm like, you forgot the keywords. And it was like, it literally said, my bad. And then it gave me the keywords. And I'm like, but they weren't separated by commas. Because on YouTube, if you don't separate them by commas, they don't come out as each different keywords. So I'm like, you forgot to separate it by commas. Oh, oops. And then it did it again. And then I described the next video, and it forgot to give me a description for Facebook. And it was 8 things in a row that it messed up. And at the end, when I was finally, because I just wanted to get done. I wanted to be done with because I wanted to have everything scheduled for the month and just be done. And at the end, I'm like, what happened tonight, ChatGPT? Why did you go off the rails? And it said, sometimes I do that and I'm learning. And if you ever need to just correct me, just put me right back on path. And I'm like, why am I arguing? I'm arguing with a computer here.
Well,
I
I
asked it once for fun.
ChatGPT one time, remember?
You did?
No.
You don't remember me offending ChatGPT? It shut me out for a while.
Was it because you did too many things? Because sometimes you'll do too many things.
No, remember the possum blossom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, possum. So for reference, one of Jessie's soaps is called Possum Blossom, and she asked it to come up with an image, but she wanted a blossom as the possum's behind. His butthole, right? And ChatGPT wouldn't do it for her. It wouldn't.
It would not. And it wouldn't do nothing for me for the rest of the day. It was mad at me.
Yeah.
And I tried to do it, but say it a different way, and it was always above the tail, on the possum's back. It was putting a little flower, like a tramp stamp, actually.
ChatGPT does not like possum buttholes.
Yeah, I'm guessing that, somewhere
It offends
in
Chad.
Yeah, they have something stopping
some kind of morality clause or something.
But it's not like I was looking for a naked lady or naked man. I mean, don't.
Well, I have also... do you guys listen to Gary Vee?
When he comes across TikTok.
Yeah, we listen to him a lot. And I heard him saying the other day, he's like, people were asking about AI and, what do you think about AI? And he said, in your grandchildren are going to be dating robots. Yeah. That's where it's going.
Well, they already are in Japan,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Huh?
There was, that's been going on for a while in Japan. Marrying a robot or something. There was some guy, though, that was there was something I saw where it said some guy was spending so much time on ChatGPT that, the wife or girlfriend was he's in an emotional relationship with this freaking AI thing.
Yeah.
And it was ruining their own relationship, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. I only type into it. But there is an option that you can speak into it and then it can read it back to you. It can have a voice. So you're actually having a conversation. And that's what that guy was doing. He was having full on. Yeah, he gave it a female voice and it was having a conversation with him. And,
Could you imagine ChatGPT trying to understand what I'm telling it?
You know what?
Please clarify.
I mean, we've been doing AI for a long time, right, with Siri. But, I remember when Siri first came out. Did you ever see the Siri Scotland ad?
No.
Yeah.
It was hysterical. Scottish people, nobody understands them. Half the Scottish people don't understand half the other Scottish people anyway, from what I understand. So there was a whole commercial, and you can look it up on YouTube. It's the Siri Scotland commercial, and they're trying to say can you just tell me where I can go to get some lunch or a snack or something like that? And Siri does not understand a word of what he's saying, and by the end of it, he's screaming and cussing at the phone because she doesn't understand him.
That's funny.
That would be me with ChatGPT trying to figure out what in the thunder I'm saying.
But now I saw something today. On, I think it was X, where this person was like, oh, what do you think of this person's content? And they showed TikTok feed, and it was this really pretty girl, and she had like these controversial political statements, right? And I won't say, I don't remember if it was right or left or whatever, but the engagement was over the top, like, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of people commenting and whatever on this pretty girl's things, and the person on X was like, this isn't even a real person. It's all 100% AI, because the AI, now, like when we use ChatGPT, if we ask it for a picture, it's whatever, but there are different, like I said, there's different platforms of AI, which I probably, if I had thought about it, I probably should have made a list of them beforehand, but they can now use the same character over and over again. So they're using this same character. So people are creating whole accounts.
Right.
And making, you know, farming out like this, whatever they're trying to push across, whether it be political or whether they're selling something or whatever. And people don't know the difference.
Right. And that I think that is one of the big dark sides, is because, you know, we've heard about like deep fakes and such before, where like they can take someone and change their face and then they can say whatever they want to say and people think it's this other person saying it. And that's what is scary about it for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like someone can pop up and say like, you said this. No, I didn't. They'll like imitate your voice and have it saying this thing, and or, you know, have a video of you saying it and you're like, that's not me though.
Well, right here in this platform, I can do when I'm editing. So if I say something ridiculous, and I've tried it once and I didn't like the way it sounded, probably because it's in its infancy stages, but if I don't like something that I said, I can cross it out and then type in what I want it to say, and it will say what I typed, and it will make the mouth match what I typed.
Episode before...
Using my voice, too.
Let's see, episode 2 episodes ago, didn't you use it for, like, eye tracking or something?
Yeah, the eye contact thing.
And we were all like...
Your hat had eyes.
Eyes were going through my hat bill. I'm like, what in the...
Yeah.
Now
But
listeners are going, I'm going to have to go back and watch that now.
That stuff is going to all be perfected eventually. Yeah. Now, I don't have the option to change what either one of you have said as of right now. I can only change the things that I've said, and it right now is only trained on my voice. But
can you imagine if you
Jessie? Jessie? All of a sudden,
it's a good thing Margaret edits all these.
All of a sudden, Jessie can perfectly pronounce all the words of the week.
Sesquipedestrian, which is whatever. How do you say it?
Sesquipedalian. Well, I wasn't looking at it. I had to find it. Sesquipedalian.
The cesspool pedestrian.
Cesspool pedestrian.
Mm-hmm. It's a redneck way of saying you fancy.
You doing too much.
I'd be pronouncing tangeminize correctly, and I wouldn't be saying smartificated and directly and none of that stuff.
And see, if she did use it to correct everything, there'd be no character to the show, would there?
I would be going, wash the stink off every day.
That's one of the, like, I want to talk about the benefits, but that's one of my concerns. Like, you're losing your personality. Like, it makes everything seem kind of generic, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So you kind of have to. That's why I don't do a full script for the show. I just hit like outline points, because if it's scripted, well, first of all, it would sound scripted, but you kind of lose your personality. You don't have that flair anymore.
Right. It's one thing to have an outline, but it's another thing entirely to have a full script. And it makes you think, like these futuristic dystopian worlds where like they show everybody's like the same.
Yeah.
And if we, and if we aren't using our creativity, so I like you said, I like to use it as kind of an outline or a launching point, to give me ideas.
But
I don't like cutting and pasting it, because it is too clinical. It's too perfect. It's just not. It sounds terrible.
What scares me as a teacher, like right now, I only teach elementary school, so it's not really a big deal. But these kids in high school, where they're supposed to be doing any kind of creative writing, they're not doing it. They're just going right to AI. They're putting in their prompts. They're copying and pasting everything. And yes, there are AI detectors, but they can get around all that. My daughter Maggie would be like, first you put it in Chat GPT, and then you go to you take what Chat gave you, and then you put that into another website, and that filters it, and then you say, act as an AI detector and change it to, whatever. And it does it. Mm-hmm. So
wow.
While they're getting their assignments done, are they learning anything? No.
No.
Right.
Are they developing
They're learning how to cheat the system.
Right. Are they developing any kind of critical thinking skills? Not really. But on the other hand, your prompts have to be really good to have, like you were talking about that Sasquatch video. Like, what kind of a prompt do you need to put in to have something that detailed? Like, you have to kind of have some kind of creativity there somewhere. But I feel like the next generation is just, they're doomed because it's use it or lose it. And if you're not using it, you lose it. Like, think about this. When you were younger, didn't you have every single person that you knew's phone number memorized?
Right.
I have no idea what my son's phone number is. I don't know what his number is.
I have no clue what my husband's number is. I have no clue what my son's number is.
Yeah.
I know what Rachel's number is because it was Dee's old phone number.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I know Emily's because I've had to use it for Stop and Shop, the code, right? Like the discount code, because she worked at Stop and Shop, and then the employees they get a bigger discount than if I just have a Stop and Shop card, like your grocery store. You get like, the discounts when you put in your phone number.
Jessie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like yeah. So all right. I'm like, why is she confused?
sitting there
It's
going,
Stop and Shop.
is this a gas station? Is this
Oh
a
yeah,
dollar store?
it's the grocery store. So she worked there, and she'd get a little bit of an extra discount. So we used her phone number, and that's that. So I know hers, and I know Maggie's because it was easy to remember. I know John's because I have to put that code in for 90% of the things on for Warm and Fuzzy, but I have no idea what my son's phone number is. And why is that? Because I don't have to dial it.
You don't need to.
I don't have to. So use it or lose it.
I knew Farrell's old number, but he changed it here in the past couple of years. And
yeah, Brad and I have had the same cell phone numbers for probably as long as we've been married.
Yeah,
So,
I've had the same number for 25 years, at least.
yeah. So
I've had
we
the
know
same
each other.
number for 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
We know each other, so I know he knows mine because anytime we go anywhere and they ask for a phone number, he gives them my freaking phone number.
Same, girl, same.
Yeah, because they don't want to deal with that. But there's so many benefits to what are some of the benefits? Time saving.
Right.
It's like a little personal assistant that's in your phone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really good for scheduling things, like planning out, like if you've got a lot you've got to do throughout the day, it's really good at helping with that. It's really good with helping name products. It's it's as long as you don't overdo it and let it completely run everything.
Right.
It is you have to look at it as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. It's a tool.
Yeah.
I kind of look at it like, you said you have to have good prompts to get what you want out of it. I look at what they give me back as a prompt, too, to start my brain going sometimes.
Well, a lot of the times I will end my prompt with, ask me any questions necessary to help you do this task.
I haven't thought about that. That's a good idea.
That is a good one.
It gets rid of that decision fatigue, right? Like gives me the motivation to get done what I know I don't want to do on my own.
Right.
It levels the playing field, kind of, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a solo person, you're trying to do it all, it gives you that, like, brain break, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I stay on overload a lot.
But as a, like, even though it helps small businesses, I kind of feel like AI generated content is kind of drowning out physical makers. Like I saw a soap maker today that I follow, and she was posting her table from, I guess she was doing a show, and she was like, "Yep, this is all stuff I made. It's not AI generated. It's not, it's not a digital product. It's an actual physical thing that I made. And look, I did this." And she's so proud of it and everything. But like, we get overshadowed by all that stuff.
Yeah. Have you seen that commercial that keeps coming up and is like kids out of high school or kids in high school are starting entire businesses on AI or something and using it wrong?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what business are they starting?
I saw there is a kid who was not accepted into, I don't know, any of the Ivy League schools that he applied to. And he created an app that sold for $30 million.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I've seen this one too.
Where you take pictures of your food that you're going to eat, and it breaks it down for
macros?
all the macros that you're eating, and helps and
That's
keeps
brilliant.
and tracks everything.
That is brilliant.
He
That's
and he didn't get accepted into the colleges of his choice, and now he's a multimillionaire.
I wonder how accurate it is, though.
It has to
accurate
be
enough to
pretty,
to set them up.
to make $30 million. I'd say,
It's accurate enough, and they can tone it in. It'll get better with time.
It'll just get better with time.
That is about the only way I think I could even do the macro counting, honestly.
Oh yeah, it's a lot to count macros. Oh my gosh.
I don't have enough on my plate. Now I gotta sit here and count my macros. I probably need to, but
Look, don't we all?
Yeah, right. So, what are some of your concerns?
I fear, of course, in the back of everybody's mind, you've got Terminator.
Well, when you're married to someone named John Connor,
Yeah.
the Terminator is always in the back of your mind. And he did say that, when AI takes over everything, he's not going to save us.
Dang it, John.
right when we need you. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I worry about privacy issues. Everybody worries about that. Like, if someone could hack in and learn something about you, because it is, like I said before, it is saving information. And it is. I asked it something completely unrelated to the business or the Dirty Heifers podcast, and it popped up and said, if you'd like me to make this for something for the podcast, and I'm like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, but also it does give you the warning not to share any kind of personal identification with, don't share your bank account with it, don't share any of your, any real personal identification things.
No.
We know that, but then you worry about people who are older who aren't as computer savvy who.
Right. I don't know that anybody older than us is really getting too much into it. I can't see my parents.
Mama
using
Lather is not using AI.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that they have a need for it. But then again, Mama Lather's not running a business.
Right.
If she was running a business, maybe she'd be giving it, some second thought. What about we also said the loss of authenticity, some of it feels really scripted or lifeless, and they have those AI detectors, and one of the things that they always say is a dead giveaway in scripts is that dash. What is that called? That long dash? When you write half a sentence and then it's a dash and then the other half of the sentence. But I do that all the time. So if people think that I'm...
Oh, you mean whenever it has to scoot down the next line or something?
Yes. Well, no, not that long underline thing. So almost like in place of a colon or a comma, it uses a dash.
Yeah.
That's very, very typical of...
I do that too, though.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I've always used that. I feel like that's less formal than a colon or a semicolon or something like that.
I don't use none of them. Not
Nerd.
What about ethical stuff like concerns for artwork? A lot of people have issues with the artwork.
Yeah, I could see that hurting artists, and even the things they could do with AI now, like superimposing actors. and such as that.
Yeah.
I see issues with that.
That's what we said, the deep fake stuff. Well, the
Yeah.
other thing, like, it's not just in our industry, but they're talking about, we talked about graphic artists losing business. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and they're coming up with AI voices to narrate audiobooks now. Yeah, and
so that's a whole other industry wiped out.
Well, not necessarily, because it's not there yet. Because, some people who narrate audiobooks, they're just reading to you, and other people are, like, acting it out.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff I'm listening to, where they're acting it out, and they're doing accents and everything. But yeah, this is a topic for them, the narrators, the voice actors. They're like,
it's going to wipe out entire industries.
Script writers,
coders.
Yeah.
They talk about it.
Have you seen
in medicine? They talk about it in medicine all the time. Like, oh, you call in, you get an AI nurse. It's like,
and then
Yeah,
they're doing
that
a
at
lot
all.
of AI diagnoses and things like that. What about
as if we don't have enough trouble with that.
concern for the kids? I've said that before too. Like, just that they're not learning because they're either relying on it completely or,
Letting it
And
do
it makes
the
me
work
think-
for 'em.
You guys have seen the movie WALL-E, right?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're all on the spaceship cruise and they're all in their seats and they're not doing anything because the robots are doing everything for them.
Yeah.
They're all
that's the
obese.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the future.
That's where we're heading.
That was a great movie. That was an awesome movie. I love Wally.
WALL-E. Yep.
Wally.
Do it, girl. Yep.
No, do it, lady.
Do it, lady.
Oh, sorry. Do it, lady. Sorry.
I
My
kept
bad.
saying
lady.
do a girl before.
Yeah.
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 You need bangs.
I also feel like oh, that's hilarious. I also feel like as much as I do dabble, I feel like I'm behind. Like I'm behind because there's so many different things that I could be doing that I'm not doing. Like I could be using AI to optimize my entire website. I could be using AI to, come up with a million ideas for me to film, but then I just don't feel like filming. Or I could be, I could be using AI to do so much more for the business, and I don't. And I feel like I'm falling behind in that as well. So it's just another thing like, I have to learn this now too.
I feel like we are the type, though, that no matter what tools we have at our, to use, we're still going to feel like we're behind and not using them optimally. You can't be an expert in everything, right? So, as much as we would like to be, we cannot be.
True. What about, it's also making like handmade things kind of invisible. It's drowning out. You look on TikTok feed, you're not seeing a lot of handmade stuff.
I think it's a lot more worrisome for like non-consumables like artwork.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that, as a book talk person, a lot of these artists are making AI generated art based on the books. Mm-hmm. And then there's some who are like, they post and are like, this is all hand drawn here. Like I'm not using AI in my drawings.
And while that's like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Some people are like, who cares? I'd rather, the AI one is crisper. The AI
looks better.
Yeah.
It looks more like what I want.
People just don't appreciate, they won't appreciate the handcrafted stuff as much anymore because it's just so easy to do non-handcrafted. Like, well, that took you 9 weeks to make and this took me 9 minutes. So.
You know what I absolutely love is watching the artists on TikTok who are live drawing just pencil. Yeah. Just pencil drawing, and it looks like a dang portrait, and I love it. Oh, yeah. But some jackwagon out there is going to AI that and fake everybody into thinking that they're doing it, and they're not.
Yeah, yeah. I struggle to like come up with personal stories and stuff when everything can be so easily done with AI that I don't want to sound like a phony.
Honestly, I think there was something that came up recently. They were talking about like everything that was AI had to be labeled AI.
Yeah.
And I think we need that.
Of course. Yeah, I believe that we do, but I also believe that AI could be just like my daughter was able to fool the teachers and fool the AI detectors. Mm-hmm. You're not going to you're going to be able to fool TikTok. If you take your AI generated content and you put it into iMovie and then, you re-upload it that way, it can easily bypass the AI detectors, I think. I've heard, how about a lot of songs? Have you heard songs that were written by AI? Like some of them were really, really bad in the beginning, but now you look at like some of them are like the top of the charts and stuff. Like already, how's that? There's a band out there that has like the top 3 songs on like,
and they were completely made up. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
They
and
were
people
all
are like, and musicians are like, how do you compete with that? It took me a year to, record this album. They did it in 16 minutes.
Right. And I think being seen is important there. There's that one song, Pink something or other, and this Illegal or whatever, and it's one that everybody's doing the handshake thing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, this feels illegal. Yeah, this is illegal or something like that. And people are doing the handshake and it's going back and forth between. You would notice it if you would see it. I'll send you guys a video of it. But I saw some clip of her like performing on one of the talk shows, and it was like, is she lip syncing? I'm not really sure. She can't dance either. She's just like standing there in this little costume that looked very, 1990s Britney Spears, and like maybe lip syncing or something too. And it's like, can you actually sing? I don't know. So I think some of it gets exposed, Milli Vanilli style.
Yeah.
But remember that?
Well, yeah, that certainly you're not going to be able to go on tour if you're an AI generated band. But what
do people
about,
care?
But you can if you do like holograms. Didn't they have a hologram tour of some artist who previously passed? And he was like,
I don't know. I do know which band is it that they have the masks?
I know what you're talking about, but
yeah.
I don't know the name of it. It's
Slipknot.
crazy.
No. It's like Marshmallow. Marshmallow has a mask, and like I think people don't know who the real person is. But there's another group that's, oh gosh, they had a couple dance hits a while ago, but it's like masks that change. I forget who it is. Someone's going to comment who it is. I'll remember it when we finish recording. No, it's not like Blue Man Group. It's like Bucket's the drummer, who like everybody's speculating who it is, but nobody really knows who it is.
Okay, so kind of like the Masked Performer, that TV show.
Yeah, well, they were villains. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look it up now because it's bugging me. Masked. Daft Punk. That's who I'm thinking.
Daft Punk. Okay. Yeah. Don't know.
No clue.
So what about the whole human element of it? Like, how do you balance your voice with AI?
Like I said before, taking it as a prompt and using it as a kind of a springboard to write your own thing. Like, maybe give me an outline instead of write it for me,
Right.
When coming up with soap names, just kind of taking the suggestions they give and maybe coming up with your own sometimes based off of that. Like sometimes they'll come up with a word for a soap name that like you're like, oh, I hadn't even thought of that word, but it fits, and you put it together. But
yeah,
Jessie over here.
Look, 4:00 this morning was
wake up time.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have used AI to come up with soap names, but at times, I mean, you can just take part of it and piece it with something you've already thought of. You know,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You just gotta make it a conscious effort to not let AI do everything for you.
Right, and you also have to trust it but verify it, because again,
like I said before,
it's not right all the time.
Correct.
If I see something, like sometimes it'll say something, I'm like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
And then I'll Google it and it'll be like, no, that's whatever. Or it'll give me a link to something. If it's something just is way off, I just completely ignore it.
I don't know if you remember this, Margaret, but we lost Jessie.
No, I'm here.
I don't know if listeners know this, but we're currently in the middle of building a house and a soap workshop. and you were looking for layouts. And so I tried taking your prompts and what you wanted and coming up with some sort of layout, and it was all kinds of messed up.
Oh, it's terrible. I've actually I found a layout that I really, really like, but it was missing just a couple things. So I'm like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this into ChatGPT. So I took a picture of it and I put it on Procreate, and I traced all the outlines and the doors and this and that. And I'm like, I need you to add a pantry, and I want to make, whatever I gave it. And it just went wild, and I had like a pantry and a pantry and a pantry and like toilets in the kitchen. I'm like, whoa, all right, you're not there yet. You're not there yet.
It like shotgunned the layout.
Yeah,
I can scramble eggs and pee all at the same time.
That's right. That's right. So AI is good.
Is it sanitary? No.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you guys ever see Idiocracy?
Yes.
Remember the lounge chair in front of the TV that was also a toilet?
Yes.
It was sitting there, it was like a lazy boy recliner, but it also was a toilet at the same time.
Yes.
So he's just sitting there watching the TV.
So one of the good things is like AI, it only spits out what you give it, right? So it doesn't know you. It might know some details about you, but it doesn't know all of your nuances. It doesn't know all of that kind of stuff. So it can help you, but you have to guide it. You have to be able to, push it in the right direction.
Prompts is everything.
Does it ever feel like cheating?
Sometimes.
In the beginning. I didn't even want to use it in the beginning because I was like, that is so lame. I am not using a friggin' AI. That's so stupid and da-da-da. And then I saw how easy it is and how convenient it is. So I
felt that way whenever I had my first website description kind of laid out. And I changed it up a little bit, but then I put it up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than all my other descriptions. I feel bad. Like I got to go fix all of them now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have this tool at your disposal, and you're not using it.
Do it, lady.
Yep.
Do it, lady. Do you think that everyone will have to use AI eventually?
Unfortunately, I think not using AI is going to be what makes you stand out later.
Why do you say unfortunately?
But it's going to be unfortunate that's going to be the outliers not using AI. You know what I mean? Like, if you're creative on your own without needing it, that's going to be unique.
Yeah.
Going down the road.
I think it's definitely going to kill creativity.
Yeah, I see it. I see it as, how, 30 years ago, nobody saw computers being as big as they are nowadays. Oh, it'll never replace this.
And they also never saw them being as small as they are nowadays.
Yep.
Like this phone is more powerful,
And things are progressing so fast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say give it 5 years. And that's gonna be a part of everyday life is using AI.
Yeah, I think
we all use the internet.
Right,
think about
but
10 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be having to go to a separate website. I think it'll just be more along the lines of, I call my ChatGPT Chad. So I have a feel like, a smart house almost. I could be like, hey, Chad. What do you think?
Yes, what I'm saying. We won't give it a second thought. That's what I'm saying.
What about, would you let it help you formulate soap?
No. I think that it's not accurate enough.
I have asked it for good substitutes. So, hey, I had somebody who's allergic to shea butter. What's a good substitute?
Yeah.
Things like that.
I
could have just Googled that too, but
right. And that's where it's getting the information from, right? The internet.
It is. But it's pulling it from all over.
That if you've been on like any Saponification Nation or Soap Makers for Beginners or whatever, and people are like, I'm following this recipe from this, how to make soap book, and it's something's not seeming right, it's not working out right, and people are like, show us, and they said that book looks like it's AI. People are making AI books on how to make soap or how to do this other thing, and it's not accurate. and things are
You
off.
know-
And like if you actually put it into a soap calculator, it's the wrong amounts. And it's,
Oh, that's terrible.
Wasn't it here just a few months ago? There was a thing going around Facebook about a soap making class.
yeah. And it was
Wasn't
using
it
everybody else's ads.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was using other people's.
And that was one of those. That was one of those books that I think is AI generated. It wasn't
That's
a real
what
person.
I'm saying. I think it was a AI class and such as that because everything looked so weird.
Yeah.
And they were stealing clips from everybody else, all these other soap makers.
And the
For their
thing
ad.
about it is it would target beginners that didn't know any better.
Right. And it would show
But like
people
we
who
knew
were
better.
very established. You know,
Yeah.
it would show like when you get on YouTube and you are going to look up soap making, who's going to pop up? Katie Carson.
Right.
Katie Carson.
So this ad is going to show Katie Carson, and you're like, oh, I saw her on YouTube. This must be legit.
Yeah.
Of
Anne Marie
course it's
from
not.
Anne Marie from Brambleberry too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's it's very easy to target.
And I think they
beginners.
they couldn't get it taken down, and sometimes these things.
I missed.
Yeah, we heard. Sometimes
Let me go pick up my mess.
they're people out of the country, and they're not subject to the same laws as we are inside the country,
Yep.
and so it makes it hard to take it down. So I had a friend who, congratulations, had a friend who. She has
Do
a brand
it, lady.
She has a brand called Shelfies, and it's all kind of like stuff you can wear around the house that has built-in shelf bras and such, so that you don't have to wear a bra at home. That's the
Okay.
whole idea. And the people were like copying her stuff online and copying her ads and copying her whole design, and she was having trouble. Oh no, it wasn't her. It was the headband, the Zazzy band, the Zazzy band that it's shaped differently for around the ears.
You're gonna get copycats in everything.
Right.
I just saw something today. It was adorable too. This woman, especially because I saw it right after Jessie posted the kindergarten pictures and the senior pictures. And this woman came up with this fantastic, I wish I had it when my kids were little, like this keepsake box for your child. And here's your, it gave you like a paper that had like really cute design with a spot for their kindergarten picture, and then a spot for their senior picture. And then another page was just them writing their name. So they write their name in kindergarten, they write their name in first grade, they write their name all through the year, so you can see growth. And then I see the woman going, this is not mine. The box on the outside is the same. I spent years developing this. And then you open it up because she ordered it from whoever else was selling it, and it was garbage inside. So you're gonna get copycats for everything.
Right.
That's really hard to not get. But that's nothing to do with AI. Shut up, Margaret.
That we got down that road because of them stealing video content for their fake soap making book.
Right.
Well, and that's another point is people are going to steal and such as that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it's not so much really that AI sucks; it's that people suck. Because they'll use AI in ways that are not ethical.
Yep.
Deep thoughts with Jessie.
Deep
suck.
thoughts with the mini heifer.
Do it.
So, what are
lady.
your final thoughts or advice
Yeah.
about AI? Just
Do
do
what?
it, lady.
I wasn't even listening to your question.
I said, what kind of final thoughts do you have, like, or advice for people to, when it comes to AI in business
don't
or
I think,
in general?
don't become uber dependent on it.
Yeah. I think for people who are afraid to try it, just dip your toes in and play with it a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely
Because-
encourage people to play with it.
Because I mean, you don't have to use it for everything, but just like if you're stuck on a name, just use prompts just to come up with some options.
Yeah, I like it. I think that everyone should at least play around with it, see what it's about, whether it's for you or not. Just doing like easy,
Play with
mundane
chat.
tasks, play with it. And then I would like to My goal is to try a bunch of different ones, not just ChatGPT. I want to try one that does like video editing. I want to try one that does like, the pictures and all the different types of things. Because there's not one AI right now that I'm aware of that does everything.
You use AI for this podcast though, right? I mean, it pulls out clips and it.
Yeah, I do.
It automatically gives you like sections of it.
But you can tell, you could see that they're not perfect, right? So this platform that we use, when I'm in the editing phase of it, it's kind of like Descript, which I see a lot of commercials for Descript on Facebook, where I can edit using just the transcript of what we're saying. So if I can, I can hit this button and say, give me some magic clips, and it will go through our text, find something that we've said, and then just give us a little clip there. But a lot of times it doesn't make sense. So if I do like 7 things a week or sometimes 15 things a week, it's given me 30 clips, and like half of them I'm going, what the hell is that? What? It'll stop on something mid-sentence and it just doesn't make sense, or it'll give the punchline to a joke and then the beginning of another joke. And I'm like, that don't make no sense. So, but I definitely encourage you to play around with it and see just what you can do with it and report back to us. Like, what kind of things, if right now, stop what you're doing and put in the comments what you're doing with AI, if you're doing anything that we haven't mentioned. Like, give us some good ideas. We'll steal them. Just kidding. I do have
if they're in the comment section, they're public information.
This is true. So I have a this or that AI edition.
Addiction? You have an AI addiction? Oh,
I might have an AI
Just like
addiction.
that guy who's having an emotional affair with his AI.
An emotional affair with my AI. So this or that AI edition. AI generated captions or writing them yourself?
I still write them myself mostly.
Yeah, write them yourself.
I totally do them AI. AI image art or real product photography?
Real product photography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Real
do
product.
that stuff. Canva, like Magic, which do you prefer? Canva Magic Write or ChatGPT?
ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
I've never used the Canva thing.
Okay. Helping with a soap formula or helping with a soap label?
Label.
Yeah. I bet you could probably put in all of the labeling requirements too. And then have it
Probably
could
so.
rearrange and do your labels. Interesting.
I just thought of something else we didn't talk about too, but finish this and I'll say.
Editing emails or editing reels with AI?
Emails.
Yeah, I
Emails.
still do my reels myself.
I do the reels myself, but I do both actually because of the magic clips. AI for TikTok captions or AI for Etsy listings?
I don't do
use
Etsy, but for
Etsy.
website listings I do, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I do both. Cold process or cold prompt?
Cold process.
Wah, 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 wah.
All right.
Yeah, we don't have
it, lady.
access to the sound effects. That's unfair.
That was
but you can still do, like-
that was a legit sound effect.
Hold
No AI. Sounds like you're choking your chicken.
It was a chicken squawk. What about AI name generator or naming things yourself?
Name generator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Please
it.
to
Just
help.
gives you so many options. If you just ask it one thing, it'll give you 10 options, and then you can. It's so much easier.
Pick and choose.
How about an AI generated newsletter or a personal newsletter that you've written?
Personal.
That's something I might want to use AI to help me with a little bit because
Yeah, I forgot about that. I do occasionally when I send out I send out emails like 3 or 4 times a year. I'll write the email, I'll throw it into ChatGPT, and I'll say, make this better.
Clean it up.
Yeah. Clean this up, make it interesting, make people want to, give it a hook or something like that. Overusing it or not using it at all?
I would rather not use it at all than overuse it.
Yeah, no, not use it at all. Yeah.
Okay.
They're
AI
gonna call us
voiceovers? AI voiceovers or your real voice?
Real voice.
I think people want to hear your real voice.
Yeah, I think so too. Cheating feeling or I'm just being efficient?
Well, I don't want to feel like I
Both.
cheated, so.
Yeah, exactly. Both of you.
Both.
I don't want to have that cheating feeling. I want to justify that I'm just using it to be efficient, but I still feel like I'm cheating. Blog post from scratch or blog post from an AI outline?
I do it
I
from
don't
scratch.
write blog posts.
Yeah, I haven't written one in a long time. But
I'm just starting back into it. I used to do blogging a long time ago. I'm getting back into it for the
I know.
business.
I did see your video saying that you're going to get back into it. Using AI daily or using AI in a panic?
In a panic. Mm-hmm. I don't use it daily.
Yeah,
How
just use
about-
it if I'm in a bind.
Your brain or the robot?
Depends
As
on if my
opposed-
brain's maxed out.
As opposed to something eating my brain or a robot's brain? Or what's the context here?
The context is which would you rather use?
Oh,
My brain. Unless
sometimes
I've been
my
using my
brain's
brain all
tired.
day. I know that's
Yeah,
what
Sometimes
Yeah,
you
come on,
is
we'll talk about
tired.
this
Yeah, we're in that in the club, the
club. Perimenopause
perimenopause club, where sometimes my brain is just
Sometimes my brain be not braining.
Oh my
My
gosh, I got
brain
home from
is-
work yesterday and I was just like, this day lasted about 62 hours. Mm-hmm. And I only worked.
So, what was the other? You said that you had another idea. What was that?
Oh yeah, so another thing you reminded me for with this or that, you can take your physical picture, your product, but AI can erase the background and put it on a new background, and some people do that for their product photos.
Well, I've done that for a while. Like I have a background that we took in here. I have little backdrops up and for my product photos. So because daisies is my thing, we had the product and we had the backdrop and then we went and got some real daisies and John took a bunch of pictures and then we took a product photo using that. But then, obviously those daisies died. And I no longer have it, so I made sure to take one of just with no product there, and then when I'll go into Canva and I'll take a picture of just a bar of soap, throw it into Canva, remove the backdrop, and then move the background, and then put it in the background that I've already used. But yeah,
But
you
you
can
made
totally
the
do that.
background too. But like you made the whole thing. But some people they take out their white background and put it like on a beach. And sometimes you can tell.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times you can tell.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
now, pretty soon.
But that's
I don't think you'll be able to tell.
that's a new business. That's another business idea for AI. Is just enhancing your product photos.
Well, it's already it happens
That's
now.
been
Like
going a
you
while,
can
yeah.
take those photos. Like I can take photos of my great grandfather and pop it into a website, and it'll clean it up for me. That's all done AI.
That used to only be super secret spy stuff there.
I know, and it's not anymore.
Well,
The
So what
more
do you
you
say?
know.
The more you know.
The more you know.
That's it for this episode of the Dirty Heifers podcast. Whether you're dabbling in AI, deep in the trenches, or just staring at the robot in fear, we hope this conversation helped you feel a little more human in the middle of the tech takeover. And a big thanks again to our sponsor, Wholesale Supplies Plus. Remember to use the code DIRTY15 for 15% off your order, excluding wax and bulk buys. That's a sweet little discount to help your soap business stretch a little bit further. And be sure to like, follow, and share the show. And if you've got questions or stories about how you're using or avoiding AI in your business, we'd love to hear them. And hey, stay authentic, stay scrappy, and stay dirty, heifers.
Mm-hmm.